Welcome to lesson 86 of algebraic concept, slope. Now we've been looking at slope for a while. We've covered it in the last 3 lessons, but we looked at it in lessons before this. And so we're just going to get deeper into concentrating on slope. Here's our objective, our vocabulary, some pictures. Okay, a wheelchair ramp is being built. The guidelines state that for every 12 inches of length, there should be only 1 inch in change in height. What is the slope? So when you're given a picture or a problem like this, I suggest you draw a picture. So if we have 12 inches in length and 1 inch in height, and we draw a little triangle, so we see that the change in y is 1 and the change in x is 12. The slope is given by the change in y over the change in x, which is 1 over 12. And that is our slope, 1 over 12. Okay, so find the slope of the line. Again, what you are looking for is where the line goes through the corner of a box. And since these points are already here for you, let us use the points that we have. So let's call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And look, this point is at 7.5. I could have called these every 2. And you know what? Since it's in between, I'm going to call these every 2. I am going to change my thing and call these every 2. Let's change. See? That's the beauty of dealing with numbers. You can always change to make it easy. So, let's call the black lines 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And if we come over, we can see this is at 15. And we can see this is at 4. So the change in y is delta y equals 9. So now let's look at the change in x. We go from 4. Oh, let me do it in a different color. We go from 4 to 15. The same thing. So the change in x is 9. But if you notice, look, this line goes through each corner of a box. 1, 1. And watch. Our m is equal to the change in y, which is 9, over the change in x, which is 9. And 9 divided by 9 is 1. So the slope of the line is 1. And if we take little tiny triangles, we can see that each one is 1 as well. 1 divided by 1 is 1. So it doesn't matter. What is the most important for finding slope on a graph is the line must go through the corner of the box. Wherever the line goes through the corner of the box, then you can make your lines and calculate your numbers and do all that kind of stuff. So please, the easiest way to find slope on a graph of a line is to look where the line goes through the corner of a box. Okay, so those were our 2 examples for this lesson, and I will see you at the end of the video for a review. Okay, find the slope of the line and classify as positive, negative, 0, or undefined. So let's go. So x1, y1, x2, y2, y minus y, over x minus x equals 0 over negative 9, which equals 0. The slope of the line is 0, which means on a graph this is a flat line. Okay, find the slope of the line. Okay, x, y, I call this 1 and 2. And let's call this x2 and y2 again. We have m is the change in y divided by the change in x, which is negative 1 over 9. And then negative 1 minus 3, and then 9 minus 1, which gives us negative 4 over 8, which is negative 1/2. And so the slope is negative, which means it goes down from left to right. Okay, let's change things up. Let's call this x2 and y2, and this x1 and y1. And to show you it doesn't make it different. The thing that you must keep in mind, you cannot mix up a point inside. You cannot put 10 over 1 and 5 over 6. You can't do it. The slope is the change in y over the change in x. So we're going to take negative 1 minus 10 over, what goes with negative 1? Negative 5. Negative 5 minus 6. And we have negative 11 over negative 11, which gives us 1. The slope is positive, which means it goes up from left to right. The line will go up from left to right. Okay, and let's look at our last one. Okay, and we told you before in functions, when we're looking at functions, if you have the same domain, you cannot have two different ranges. And let's see why. So let's call this x2 and y2 again. It'll be x1 and y1 because I did two of them with x1 and y1 first. So you got 0 minus a negative 9 over negative 8 minus a negative 8, which gives us 0 plus 9 over negative 8 plus 8. And you got 9 over 0, and this is undefined. And when you have an undefined slope, you have a vertical line. Vertical lines are undefined. They are not functions because it does not pass a vertical line test, which means you have more than one y for a particular x. So that was our video. Thank you for watching. I hope you subscribe and hit the notification bell and share these videos out. But if you don't, I hope to see you on the next video.